All right, so our last topic for mechanical systems is topic 8, which is people and machines. So science and technology, it's given us a variety of amazing machines that makes our daily tasks easier. So last class we talked about automobiles and how they changed over the years. Um, so not long after its introduction, a large percentage of people owned cars. They were able to travel and drive farther and faster. So soon cars became larger, fuels became more efficient. It seemed like an ideal machine until scientists discovered that the gasoline additive, which is lead tetraethyl, was polluting the atmosphere. That lead, it was helping the gas to burn more efficiently, but it was also causing health problems. So therefore, the search was on for other ways to make gasoline burn efficiently. In Canada today, all vehicles use lead-free gasoline, but other gasoline products, they still pollute the air. So the Industrial Revolution, simple machinery had been taking the place of hand labor since 1700s. The water-driven spinning machine, introduced in about 1769, could do the work of about 12 workers. The combination of events in the late 1700s transformed England and the world. There was James Watt's invention of the steam engine in 1769. A year later, Henry Cort, he developed a method of making iron using coal for fuel instead of wood, and then the iron to build machines and the engines to drive them led to the rapid development of mass production industry. So here we can see kind of like a timeline, the four industrial revolutions. So firstly, mechanical production, railroads, steam power, late 1700s. Then we have about 1870 mass production, electrical power, assembly line. And then here about 1959, automated production, electronics, computers, medicine is shown here. And now the fourth, artificial intelligence, big data, robotics, and more to come. So I'm going to pause here. We'll take a look at this video on the Industrial Revolution, 18th to 19th century. Mass production, this was the manufacturing of large quantities of a standardized item by standardized mechanical processes. So it includes the manufacture of home appliances in a factory, the canning of foods in a food processing plant, and the production of automobiles in an assembly plant. So this industrialization, it led to great social change. People that worked in farms and in rural areas, like they weren't able to compete with the new factories, machines like the spinners, the weavers. So craftspeople from villages they had to go to cities to find work. So the transformation from a rural to an urban society had begun. Here, these are the plans for James Watt's steam engine. It was one invention for the technological advances that gave rise to the Industrial Revolution in England. Here we can see factories that were built in Europe to mass produce goods, and then people, they had to move from farms to cities to find work. It wasn't just adults, it was also children. Children as well as adults were working in these factories. They were working long and hard hours in these factories. All the vehicles that we see here were popular at a time when people thought that fuel was unlimited. They thought the atmosphere was just going to absorb all the pollutants that were entering it from industry and car exhausts. And then it was in the 1970s when scientists began to make these theories, and they were starting to inform people about the shortage of fuel and also the negative environmental effects of fuel combustion. So because of that, a lot of people's attitudes changed, and so did their opinions and choices of vehicles. So we see different types of vehicles here. This is a solar powered racing car here. We have electrically powered vehicles. This one here is a van that is being electrically powered. Also, we see hydrogen fuel cells shown in this bus. It's fueled by a hydrogen fuel cell. This type of cell, it fuels a chemical reaction that uses hydrogen and oxygen from the atmosphere to make electricity. And then the only exhaust from this type of bus would be water that would actually be clean enough to drink. So that is called a hydrogen fuel cell. Also here what we're seeing is car motors have become smaller and the cars have also become more aerodynamic. Inventions like fuel injection, catalytic converters are also more widely used, and they're also more fuel efficient so that they're getting better gas mileage. So what is it for? So anytime someone sets out to design a new technology or improve an existing one, you always have to start with a clear understanding of what it is you want this technology to do. What is its purpose? What is its function? You have to be very specific about the task you wish to accomplish. So scientists and technicians, they're always asking questions, they're evaluating their work and deciding if changes need to be made. They often have to weigh the positive and negative effects as well of a technology or a new discovery. So pros and cons, environmental effects, and so on. And questions to ask yourself. So there's times when you need to answer questions responsibly and consider how your choices are going to affect society or the environment. You probably already do this when you're purchasing something. Asking these questions: where did it come from? How was it produced? And so on. Do you own an item that features much more technology than you'll ever need? Do you ever consider the energy required to make something that you own? What kinds of materials were used to make this product? Where did those materials come from? How did people have to mine for these materials and so on? And then does the product generate any waste? What is its effect on the environment? And so on. So those are important questions to ask yourself as a consumer before you purchase items. We talked about ergonomics a little bit before as well, designing for comfort. So ergonomics is the science of designing home or work environments that best suit the human body in its various dimensions. So for example, wheelchair comfort. So it's because of ergonomic research that wheelchairs have improved over time. So when ergonomic researchers, they discover something that increases the comfort or the efficiency of a particular item, technicians are quick to build it, test it, and then market the changes. So here we have some crash test dummies being used to test seat belts. Here we have a chair, I think that's the IKEA chair, being product tested to determine its strength and durability. So machines and mechanical systems, they have changed over time, and changes in society and the environment have prompted changes in science and technology. Okay, so I'm going to pause here